Wife lost her rings, then I found a used rubber in her car. I hired a PI to collect the evidence, and my hair stood on end when he showed me the photos. I hired a shark lawyer to demolish her in court, and oh God, I didn't see that coming. A few weeks ago, on a typical Thursday morning, I found myself in the middle of our busy routine, getting our 2 kids ready for school at 7:30. The chaos was briefly interrupted by the loud ringing of the phone. I became curious, wondering who could be calling at such an early hour. The caller ID showed an unfamiliar code, which piqued my interest even more. Hello? I answered cautiously, holding the phone to my ear. To my surprise, it was Claire, my wife, on the other end of the line. I couldn't help but wonder why she was calling when we had just spoken the night before. Claire works for a small marketing firm, and her call immediately grabbed my attention. I take care of our children and work from home, while she's always on the move, working at a printing company in the center of our town. Despite our different schedules, it worked well for us, and we managed to make a decent living. We live in a cozy suburban house with 4 bedrooms and a swimming pool, and we're fortunate to have a wide circle of friends. However, Claire told me that the previous night, when she went to the hotel lobby to get a newspaper, her purse was stolen. Please cancel our credit cards immediately and request new ones urgently. I've already informed Joy, my boss, about this, and she'll arrange for new American Express company cards to be sent to me overnight so I can have them before I leave tomorrow. She's also going to transfer some money to help me through this, my wife said, sounding worried. You're usually very cautious with your belongings. Can you clarify what occurred? Regrettably, I was a bit absent-minded and left my purse at the cashier's counter while I went to grab some more reading material. When I returned, it was nowhere to be found. The cashier mentioned she was occupied with another customer and didn't notice anything unusual. My driver's license was in there too, but the hotel dispatched staff to check the nearby dumpsters. I hope they locate it, otherwise, I might have to rely on a taxi for today's meeting. Don't worry, I'll handle the credit cards promptly. I apologize for my oversight, dear. Hopefully, apart from about $1,200 in my wallet, we won't face any additional expenses. We can replace the other cards gradually. Fortunately, most of my makeup is still in the room, so I'll be prepared for the morning presentation. How are the kids? I miss the times when we were all together. Let me recount what occurred around 6 weeks ago. Thankfully, I successfully canceled the credit cards before any unauthorized charges were made. However, the wallet containing my driver's license and other non-credit card items had yet to be recovered, so I pushed that concern aside. Life continued as usual, but I have something important to share. Today, I came across a statement from Claire's Fidelity account, where she manages a separate investment fund from the inheritance she received after her parents' tragic accident a few years ago. I've always respected her privacy concerning this account, but while searching for a home insurance policy, I stumbled upon a folder containing monthly statements from her personal account. I recalled that the inheritance amounted to around $350,000 following her parents' passing, and I couldn't help but wonder how much it had grown to. To my pleasant surprise, it had expanded to over $400,000. While going through the statement, I noticed a withdrawal of $3,000 from the money market account about 6 weeks ago. My curiosity was piqued regarding how she had utilized that money, so I decided to delve deeper into her money market account. To my astonishment, I discovered that she had written a substantial check to a local jewelry store just a couple of days after losing her purse in the same city. I couldn't help but wonder what she had purchased at that jewelry store. She hadn't mentioned buying anything for me, and I hadn't heard her discuss acquiring jewelry for anyone else. Although she has a brother, I couldn't comprehend why he would require a $3,000 gift. After some contemplation, I decided to turn to the computer and visit the jewelry store's website. I jotted down their phone number for further inquiry. I picked up the phone and dialed the jewelry store's number. A woman introduced herself as a store representative and inquired how she could be of assistance. After providing my name and specifying the transaction I wished to inquire about, I explained that we had encountered an issue with the purchase and were wondering if there was a store warranty in place. She proceeded to search for the transaction in her computer and then inquired about the nature of the problem with the rings. I found myself momentarily puzzled, wondering what kind of rings she could have bought. Fortunately, the woman on the phone swiftly clarified. Oh, I remember this purchase. When she visited our store, she was visibly distressed and mentioned that her wedding and engagement rings had been stolen. She wanted to replace them, which proved to be quite a challenging task. While we were searching for suitable options to meet her needs, she used the company's credit card as collateral and later sent us a check to cover the cost. Now that you've mentioned the issue with the rings, I'd like to assure you that our store provides a 90-day warranty for such situations. Is it possible that the diamond setting has become loose? This was perplexing because she spoke of replacing the wedding and engagement rings but never indicated that she had lost them, only mentioning the theft of her purse. It took me some time to process this new information. Listen, I conveyed to the woman on the phone, I need to have a discussion about this with my wife before making any further decisions. I'll get back to you later. With that, I bid her farewell. While she appeared somewhat puzzled, my own bewilderment was far more overpowering. It was becoming increasingly apparent that the rings should have been inside her purse when it was stolen. But why would she carry them in her purse if she had no intention of concealing her marital status from others? To the best of my knowledge, there were no professional constraints related to revealing one's marital status. However, if she wanted to appear unmarried in specific social circumstances, disconcerting thoughts began to circulate in my mind, suggesting that she might have contemplated engaging in an extramarital affair while away from home. The mere notion of it made my stomach churn. We had been married for 11 years and were blessed with 2 wonderful children, Jeremy, aged 8, and Melissa, aged 6. I believed we had a flawless marriage and a picture-perfect family. Our personal life seemed gratifying to me, or at least that's what I had believed. She traveled once a month, staying for 2 or 3 nights in distant cities. If she harbored intentions of such actions, she might have seen it as a discreet opportunity. It seemed that losing the rings had deeply troubled her, leading her to opt for replacements that closely resembled the originals. I had purchased those rings with my modest earnings, so they were not extravagant, and crafting a near replica wasn't too costly. She could have reported the loss to the insurance company, but I probably would have found out. If her purse was genuinely stolen at the hotel, she should have reported it. I couldn't help but wonder what she claimed as missing. I decided to locate the hotel's contact number and made the call. I asked about any records related to the theft of my wife's purse. Surprisingly, they confirmed having a written account of the incident. I requested a copy to be faxed to me, and I received it shortly. The report was composed and signed by Claire herself. In the statement, Claire mentioned that her purse was stolen while she was dancing in the hall. She had left her purse at the booth where she was seated, and upon her return, it had vanished. Remarkably, Claire explicitly noted her hesitation to involve the police. As I absorbed this information, my thoughts raced, overwhelmed by the implications of what I had uncovered. She had deceived me, not only by concealing the truth about the stolen rings but also by inventing a story about shoplifting. While there could be an alternative explanation, my mind couldn't come up with anything other than the unsettling thoughts swirling in my head. It became clear that I needed to uncover the significance of losing those rings, or else they would persistently occupy my thoughts and drive me to madness. One thing was increasingly evident: those rings were inside her purse when she was dancing with an unknown man. The full story is in my website, link in bio.